Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Ugly on the Inside. We still don't have a theme song. I've been watching podcasts, and a lot of people have theme songs.
Yeah, we got to do a theme song. I think we got to rap something together or do some kind of like little poem or some shit. Like, I don't know, something. Something's got to get done. I agree.
Are you not wearing
Uh,
headphones?
no, because I was doing some research
Oh,
and
does it sound good?
yeah, I think it's better for me to not do it with
Okay,
this
I
weapon.
heard a little echo, so I didn't know if it was coming in that way. It's okay. I can understand you.
Okay. No, if there's an echo, tell me because I'll put the I have these headphones I can rock.
No, it's all right. You already play. It's gonna fuck it up. Don't even do it. Don't even
Okay,
do
okay, okay.
it. What is that
All
shirt
right,
you're
guys.
wearing? What is that shirt you're wearing?
I'll
It's
have this
so
little
big.
cut off sleeves. It's a little muscle shirt.
It somehow looks gay. Oh my god! It
Yeah,
looks like you borrowed like something from like your black basketball player's
my
boyfriend's
girls,
closet.
my My girl said it looks fun.
You look like a bigger, blacker man let you borrow one of his shirts after you got done sucking him off.
I mean, bro, it is made for bigger black men that work out. That's the thing. So I did.
You look
Yeah,
adorable. People were making fun of your outfit the other day. It was great.
I know. I love it. That's why I'm back in action with something extra today, and it's one of these.
Oh wow, you really look like a fucking white Bryce Vine.
Yeah. So look, these are cherry glasses. Very nice. They're sold out everywhere. Japanese made. Very beautiful. Got them for a steal. You know how I do. Sale King. Haha, Valentinovich. What's it
Yeah, you
called?
put those on and turned real fucking Russian homo.
Приветик.
Yo, wait, okay, let me ask you a question. In which
Yeah,
city did you feel hotter? New York or LA?
in LA.
You
LA for
feel more
sure.
attractive? You think you
Yeah,
have more
because
competition in New York?
no, I just feel like in New York, I didn't feel as attractive sometimes
No,
because
no,
I'm
no, no,
working.
no. Like, which city do you feel more attractive in? Like, when
Well,
you land in LA, like, I don't know, you're a very good looking New Yorker, but I don't know. In LA, there's just so many hotter guys.
I don't know, dude. I don't know if it's about that. For me, I feel like it's about the aura. I don't know if you studied aura or how that
Do
works,
I
but my
study
aura,
aura?
my aura,
I once
my aura.
studied a fat girl named Aura.
No, I literally adore. But listen, aura is a very important part of the good looks. It's about how you carry yourself, and I think New York, my aura is the strongest. The strongest foundation. But when I bring my New York aura to LA, it's a little more intense, so people don't like it. Here, everyone's like very passive, good looking, passive aggressive, passive everything. So I'm not passive. So I'm just a thug. You know what I mean? I go
Oh
right
my
in there.
God, you're so retarded.
I go right in there, daddy.
You never
Um,
dress like this in New York, by the way.
I only started dressing like this after I went to Europe a couple times. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is a European vibe.
What
This
other
is Europe.
European things did you pick up?
Frappe cappuccinos. You know those from
Dude,
Greece.
I don't know how you keep getting gayer, man. I don't know how you
I
do
mean,
it.
you gotta. The thing is, the gayer is better, from what I understand, in today's day and age.
It is the future. It is absolutely the absolute future.
I gave some dudes advice on Instagram the other day about how to make it in life and make your life a little more, a little easier as far as like making money. Like I told guys basically don't get into a serious relationship or don't go out with girls until you financially can do so. And some guy wrote on the post, he said, "Bro, don't date women, date your homies." That's
Mm.
what he that's what he wrote. So I guess that's the 2025 vibe right now. You know what I
Y-
mean?
Yeah, I mean, because at this point in 2025, you can date your homie and hopefully he becomes a woman, and now, bing, bang, boom, best of both worlds.
Yeah. You get to chill with the homie.
Like
You
if
guys just split the.
if the surgery's good enough, Val, do you care that it's like a OG dude underneath? Like honestly, like it's just a male brain now, right? Like it's just the
You just reminded me. You just reminded me of one of my this dude I was talking to the other day, and I'm talking to him about modern day dating, and he said, "Yeah, man, I don't talk to chicks anymore outside." I'm like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "I just don't come. I don't approach girls no more outside." I'm like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Because I'm just scared." And I'm like, "What are you scared of?" And he's like, "Yo, the surgeries are so good, it could be a dude." And I'm like, "Yeah," but I'm like, I thought for a second, I'm like, "Yeah, but if it looks so much like a girl, does it matter?"
yeah, I don't know. Does it? I know everyone's had this discussion. I'm sure we've had it 1,000 times, but I feel like it's like waves on a beach. If we keep asking this every year, our answer is going to start slowly getting to like, yeah, of course, whatever. It's a lady. Once it gets good enough, right? Once it gets good enough, will they even have to tell you?
Nah, they have to. Come on. You gotta have it can't be a fucking it can't be an BMW X5, but then it's a fucking a Volkswagen. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
that's
Like
like,
I need
I mean, like, think about if you date a chick with too much plastic surgery and then you mate with her and then the baby looks like her original self. It's pretty crazy that the Kardashian kids are that cute. That's all
I mean,
Kanye's
dude,
genes at work because the Kardashians were butt fucking. Literally, the memes used to be that she looks like Jafar.
I mean, bro, I'm sorry to say I don't want to be a dick, but her North is not cute, bro. The
She's
older
not.
one, I
How
mean,
old is
she's
she? How
fucking
old is she? Can we discuss this?
look her up, dude. She's not a cute kid. Like she's a great, well, she might be a great kid, but I'm saying like, like I don't mean to be a dick, you
Like
know,
you
old.
wouldn't fuck her?
You stupid. She's fucking like 14, bro. What's wrong with you?
I'm just so I can't ask these questions. This is how we
That's
check.
what I'm saying. I mean, no, I would never, obviously. Why would I
Never.
ever,
You would never. Not in 4 years.
no, no.
Legally. Yo,
I think
Diddy, did you see the verdict?
I was going to start this up when we were talking
Yo,
about
well,
you
you
stole
already were
my
broaching. You know what I'll say. So what did he get? He just got prostitution charges, right? Those, and he already has time served.
and he has time served. They're going to probably let him out on bail right now. Yeah,
You know
he's
what's
probably going to.
nuts? You know what's nuts? Because like, what's he getting caught for? For flying a bunch of girls around to sleep with him?
Dude, come on. They all do this. Every single person that's even, bro, there's
I've done
probably
it. I've
have to
flown girls out.
obviously, bro.
You know
I've
what's
never fought,
crazy? You know what's
I've never paid for
crazy?
my life though. I'm not
But
gonna lie.
you know what's crazy is so Diddy goes free, right? For what? For just flying a chick and uh, having sex with her, right?
Okay.
Like, do you understand that Harvey Weinstein, at the end of having sex with you, offered you a movie deal of a lifetime? Who's and Diddy didn't give you anything in exchange,
Didn't give you shit.
and Harvey Weinstein's in jail for being a piece of shit. But at least at the end of fucking him, he was like, "Yo, you get to be Wonder Woman."
Yeah, but
Mhm.
you know,
Ah, ah.
in Diddy's defense, he looks a lot better than Harvey Weinstein will ever, bro.
That's what I think so. So they said that this was all supposed to be a humiliation ritual. You know what those are?
Yeah,
So
yeah, they were
they
supposed to embarrass him and
yeah,
fuck up his
yeah,
money.
yeah,
Yeah,
just to like take another black man down a notch. You know what I mean?
because he was popping out the mouth a little too heavy though. Diddy
Yeah, but
got
do
so
you see
close.
Tyler Perry's also got exposed? But
Tyler,
Tyler Perry's like, yo, that man is the male Oprah, and people should leave him alone. I like Tyler Perry.
oh yeah, he's cool. I haven't really looked into him too much. But I know that he came from nothing. I heard that he was homeless and stuff like that,
Yo,
which
Iris, yeah, he became a billionaire off of like what I imagine is like Medea to me is so out of my cultural sphere. Like it's just like that's like real inside. I feel like you would watch Medea movies just so that you could hang with black people.
nah, I never watched those movies.
See, you're not
I
black.
I watched Friday. I watched all the good
Oh
stuff
yeah,
like that.
you watched all the white black movies.
Friday wasn't that white though back in the day. That
No,
shit
no,
was like
no.
a
That
little.
was like it
People
was
watched that.
cool. Yeah, but it was like cool black. Like Medea is like what like old black women watch. Like you really
Yeah,
are for the culture if you watch Medea movies. Tyler
yeah,
Perry,
he's a beast. Yeah, Tyler Perry's a beast. I'll give it to him.
he's
He's definitely made it from nothing. But it's insane that Diddy's gonna come back out. He's gonna do a speech and he's gonna say, "Yeah." He said, "Whoever didn't have my back," he goes, "Now
I'm
it's
gonna
fuck
fuck
you."
you and get the
Yeah.
baby oil. If
Now the
Diddy,
free throws.
the smartest thing Diddy could do to get out of jail is to drop his own baby oil.
Yo, did you see people were pouring baby oil outside of the courtroom? They were like pouring baby oil all over themselves. Whoever was supporting Diddy. Did you see that or no?
Oh my god, no.
It's fucking nuts. Yo, people are so ill. I swear, people got nothing better to do. It's insane. I recently I've
Give me.
been watching.
I'm gonna write this down real quick. I'm gonna see if we can make some Diddy oil.
Bro, it's insane. 50 has an entire documentary coming out on fucking on Diddy.
I would watch it.
Oh yeah, I'm still watching that.
He could run for president. I think.
Bro, he could do a lot of shit, but he would never because he knows that if he took himself too serious and became like he said himself, he's like, if I get too serious and paint myself as this politician, elegant guy, and don't hide behind the fact that I'm a rapper, then I can get canceled and bad things can happen to me. But if I'm always going to present myself as 50 Cent and I'm the rapper, then I can talk my shit. And he's right. Yeah, it's a good marketing move. He's like, I can say whatever I want, and then at the end of the day, I show up to a radio show and go, "What are you guys taking me so serious for? I'm just a rapper,"
Yeah.
you know. And he's right. He can hide behind that as a scapegoat just in case, you know. But if you're a politician, then everyone's like, "Oh, how can you be like this? You have to be such a stand-up dude." You know what I mean?
Well, not anymore. Now you can fucking do whatever you want. Do you see the Alligator Alcatraz?
I don't know what's going. What? It's the shit
So,
with fucking Florida. Something in Florida.
so in Florida, they're building what they're dubbing as Alligator Auschwitz. Basically, Trump and his cronies built a holding facility for illegal immigrants, just like chain link fences, and they put it up in like 48 hours. There's some real like Chinese slavery shit, like
I
in
like
China, bro.
that.
And then
I
they
fuck with
surround the whole thing in alligators, dude. It's just so Austin Powers and so crazy to think that this is going to be in history books. It's not even just like the fact that it's happening to us, that somebody is sitting there somewhere at whatever those fucking textbook companies are, and it's like, oh, all right. They have a flyer for it. Did you see they made a flyer for it? It's insane. Make America safe again. It's Trump with a bunch of alligators wearing ice hats.
that. Yo, I can't.
Dude,
He's so
it's insane. It's
so.
insane because like that's the they always leave. I think the genius of Trump is that they leave enough room to always be like, did you really think we were serious? And then eventually they do some fucked up shit. But at the end of the day, they always leave that wiggle room to be like, guys, like we made a meme with alligators wearing ice hats. Like, you think this is going to be real? And then 6 months later, there's literally alligators with ice hats on somehow.
I love.
It's gonna be wild because okay, I don't know if you're fucked up like this, but like at the end of the day, look, I'm sorry, like people die every day. My grandma's in the ER right now as we
Oh
speak. Like
man.
people die every day, so like unless it's not your number, like you are lucky and enjoy it. But like I hate protesters so much, but like I hate like silly ones more than like look, you could protest, it does accomplish things, but like
Yeah, of
the ones that
course.
like glue themselves, like you've ever seen the one of the guys that they glued themselves to a bunch of cars in like a Mercedes dealership, and so they
No.
glued themselves down, right? I don't know how they managed to glue themselves down, and then they were like, okay, you have to bring us food and a way to go to the bathroom. And the owner of the dealership was like, no, I don't. And he was like, we're going home for the night. And I'm turning off the heat, air conditioning, everything. Like, I don't give a fuck that you guys are here. And they literally freaked out and they had to be like unlocked and they left. Right. And it's just like the brilliance of like, dude, when you get weird people like that, it's so hilarious to just watch because I hate those kind of people because you're not accomplishing anything. You're just
Yeah.
hurting the local like guy's dealership. Like it's not his fault that the ice caps are melting. So I'm kind of excited about Alligator Alcatraz just to watch
If
how
people
people freak out about it.
if people get eaten by the alligators, I would love it.
Dude, because in 2025 we are literally like if someone gets can you imagine if yo my friend Joey went out to check out Alcatraz and got eaten by an alligator.
Yo, people are fucking stupid, dude.
Dude, we're this close to sharks with laser beams, though.
For
Doctor
real,
Evil.
what this topic does to me? I don't know if it's because I just don't have the ammo for my vocabulary to put this all together in one
Yeah, I
shot
get
and
it.
really
I get it.
explain this in like very fast and eloquently. But
Just try.
my thing is with all of this shit is it's so frustrating that as soon as I start taking this topic serious, I get so ignited and so irritated that it just bothers me. So my defense to that is like, yo, I can't change this through anything because my logic clearly is not valued in the world anymore. It's just like the things that I think about. I'm like, people don't get it, and they look at me like, oh my god, it's all sympathetic, empathetic. They want me to be on constant running on high emotions 24/7. I can't do that. I can't function in my life on high emotions. I'm like, I have so many things to upkeep in my daily life that they want me
Well,
to sit here, read every other article, and be
well,
empathetic and
that's
sympathetic.
so that's the problem of having too much information is other people's problems become yours now. And that used
Bro.
to be like a thing, right? Like once a year there was like a giant AIDS benefit and we all got around. Right? But it's
Right.
like, dude, we give gay people an entire month and then the rest of the year they're still fucking acting like it's gay pride. Like guys, like chill out. You got your thing. Move out. Get out of the way. The rest of the year we get to make fun of you. Right? Irish people only get 1 day.
No, but Kirill, but there's a new victim day and a victim month every other
Right,
day.
right, right. And
What
I'm
am
okay
I
with
doing?
that. I'm
How
fine
much
with all
can I do
that.
this for?
But just
I,
like, don't expect me to have an opinion or care about it. I don't care. I
yeah, but
literally don't care.
they expect you to, dude. And if you don't give a correct way of speaking about it, you're instantly like you're the shadow. So I'm like, yo, bro, like I do not.
Dude,
I
you
just
have
feel
too much on your
annoyed.
plate. I have too much on
Just
my plate. And if they're like, hey, guess what, Kirill? They had to deport 50 million people and now you won't get avocados. I'm like, I guess I won't eat avocados again. Right?
bro,
But at the end
you
of the
never
day, I
answer
got to
my
worry about what's in front of me.
bro. I didn't have avocados when we lived in Russia.
Yeah,
Okay, and out in
that's the
Ukraine or
problem.
whatever.
That's the problem
Oh,
is like, I was kept in a cage in Russia. Like, I don't even feel bad. I had a German Shepherd in a cage. That's like an alligator.
I don't know what's going on. I just know
Why don't we
that
just,
any
why don't the Republicans should just transform it and be like, oh, out of the safety to keep these people safe, the alligators are there to protect the Mexicans.
bro, it is so yo the
Honestly, maybe they should do is they should just release the Mexicans and be like, whoever makes it out, you get to stay. And they all wear numbers. We should do Mexican Squid Games.
I was just about to say, so you want it to be like Squid Game season 4.
Yeah, what's squid? What do Mexicans eat? It's like chicharron
I don't
games.
yo, like churro games. Yo,
Yeah,
listen,
the churro games is wild. Yeah,
it's wild business. Yo,
yeah,
you want
fucking
wild business? I've been
K,
dropping that the other
yeah,
day now. Yo, listen, the
queso games.
I don't know anymore who I'm supposed to be and what I'm supposed to do because
Well,
I feel like
I mean, look at
I
you.
just don't know because every time I say something, everyone's like, "Oh, you're ignorant, or you don't know what you're talking." And everything's always like everyone's upset all the time. I'm like, "Yo, dude, I'm just fucking around. I'm just joking, bro. I don't know what you. I don't know how else to. I don't have anything else for you. I'm yeah, okay. I'm dumb. I just want to joke around all day long. That's
Yeah,
literally all
but
I'm like.
but I just run my mouth now, Val. Maybe I'm 41 and you know what the best part is? Maybe it's who you're hanging out with because I end up running my mouth and people around me go like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I agree with that."
No, no, no. I'm saying on the internet. My friend,
Yeah.
everybody around, me is like,
Oh,
bro,
the
it's all good.
internet people, dude. On the internet, you could post a photo of a banana and say it's yellow, and 30 people will tell you it's not. You know what I mean?
So,
It's
so
just
weird.
like that. People just want to be contrarians. I do that all day. I like to comment on like super conservative Instagram pages, and they lose their minds because I'll
To
leave
rage,
some crazy comment.
rage bait. Yeah, but yo, liberals are also easy to rage bait too. They're
Oh,
both
oh
very.
yeah, 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 yeah. But it's fun to rage bait conservatives. It's just so much
Yeah,
fun.
it is, it is, it is, it is because
Because then they come to my page and then they're like, "What fucking tits? This guy's a piece of shit." And I'm like, "Yep, I love it. I love it. I love
yeah,
rage."
I like to play both sides, but then there's sometimes I'll see both things that really bug me out. Like if I see the conservatives that are fucking annoying and they're too extreme, I'll abuse them. And then if I see the liberals that are mad soft and fucking crybaby, I also want to abuse them
I
too. So I'm
just
just
feel
like,
like the liberals became such almost like they're like in the Special Olympics at this point, liberals, and like the conservatives on the Olympics because they just know how to like get their teams. They're just so much better at politics.
the thing that sucks about liberals is that you can't be mean to them because everything that has to do with the media space, all the money and the budgeting, all is revolved around pleasing
Well, it's
the
just
so
it's
this
about it's all they do like emotional Nobody
Yeah.
changes anything, right? The liberals hate you just as much as the conservatives do. The liberals
Yeah.
just it's like finding out that like Coke owns another company that it technically competes with, right? You're just like, "Oh, this one's made for you." Right? This one's packaged in bright rainbow colors and it blah blah blah. And I'm gonna play dumb culture wars with you so that you forget that the rich are robbing you. And the conservatives do the same thing. They both fire up their base, but they all behind closed doors work together, dude. At the end of the day, it's kind of
But yo,
nuts.
can I ask you something honestly.
Yo,
In the last you're 40 years old, right? In the last 40 years of your life, have you ever felt more when you come outside and you feel the energy of the world? You're looking at people as like parts
dude.
of a team. Like I used to never think like that. I used to walk outside and just be like, "Oh, friendly with everybody, talk, joke around, blah blah blah," and it used to be loose, right? But now when I'm walking outside, I like notice somebody looks at me different, or I'm looking at the other person. They all have these color coded like matching outfits, and everyone's in their own team. Everyone's like distributed into their own ways, hanging out with their own cliques, and people are just like looking at you in a certain way, and instantly you see the judgment factor in their face, and you're like, and everyone's kind of like putting the politic thing as like a personality.
Well,
It's like a
yeah, it's
filter.
because politics is the easiest way for a person with no personality to gain a personality in 30 seconds, right? You literally just pick a side, right? And you just go, okay. And guess
Such
what? This is like the and it's really just that simple. And most people have never, dude, I say it all the time. It's the reason Assholes Live Forever merch sells. It's the same reason that Trump's red hat sells, right? Because for the first time in their life, some dude puts on a hat and now he gets to evoke an emotion. And evoking emotion is a drug, right? You can manipulate people's like thoughts. Before this guy walked around, no one talked to him, no one bothered him, he didn't bother anyone, but he wanted attention, couldn't figure out how. That's how you get it. It gives you a voice, right?
And yo, the sickest thing is people in Europe are joining this shit. And I'm like, you're watching people in Europe from Norway like random people are commenting. I'm like, yo, what are you guys doing, bro? You guys are chilling back there. Shut the fuck up. Why do you care about this stupid shit? Why are you guys even a part of any of this? This is so stupid. And I'm just like thinking in my head, I'm like, yo, people are
Dude,
really
it is,
waking up.
dude, it is wild though that in America, you look at the rest of the world. If you heard that like Kim Jong Un was building a fucking jail with alligators around it, you'd be like, yo, this is some fucking this guy's so stupid and goofy. Like you'd be like, this is so like what is he like South Park character, right? So you gotta also understand like we're a reality show for the rest of the world. Like, yo, what's the president doing? Like what? We
You know
got
what I hate?
alligators.
You know
Dude, do you
what I
see
hate
the
about
footage? Do you see the footage? They have footage of them scooping up, clamping alligators and transporting them already.
it's kind of fire, honestly. Yo, listen, yo,
I'm
can I
I
tell
gotta. They have merch already. They're selling
Yo,
merch.
can I tell you something? I This is what I hate about the Trump administration is that yo, there's actually low key fire shit that he's doing on the low, and then he'll do some shit like this, and I'm like, bro, my man, are you? You can't I can't defend you right now tomorrow. When you do this, and then bro, you did something dope, and then what
Dude,
am I supposed to explain this and then that, and then bro, I'm supposed to put this shit together, bro?
dude,
I'm
it's
like,
like
you,
it's like Thomas Edison being like, "Yo, I invented the light bulb," but he also like jerked off in the streets. You'd be like, "Dude, I can't,
yo,
I
but like
can't,
we
I
said
can't
before,
possibly back you on
like
this
we said
fucking
before,
trademark."
it's worth it. It's worth it. If you're jerking off in the street and you created the light bulb, I might have to let you pass.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know
But
what I
my
mean?
question is, when you're like, if you're Thomas Edison's boy, and you're like, bro, all right, before we go in this meeting, like, you got to stop. This is bad
Jerking off.
PR, right? We can't call it the Edison, and then you can't be a genius, and then also be a fucking jacking off in the streets,
Yeah, I
and
mean, dude, I don't.
that's
I come from a camp, bro, like where, dude, there's questionable things that we've people were like, yo, why would Val say that, or why would Kirill do this? Why would There's me and your but like there's things that I find cool where you're like, yo, that's corny, and there's things that you find cool, and I'm like, that's corny. But guess what? At the end of the day, I love you so much for who you are, and you love me so much for who I am. I'm okay with the differences you have. So I come from a world where who cares? Why this shit's fire? Like this is funny. This is cool. I've experienced so much life with you. I'm like, bro, you guys don't know anything. I'm like this, right? Like if somebody says judgments, I'm like, yo, why would Kirill wear a wig and makeup? I just laugh. I'm like
yeah.
because I'm like shit's funny and hilarious, right? But in let's say somebody else judges that, right? But then But then let's say I say something and they go, yo, you really hang out with this fucking tool, Val, that fucking runs and does this and then the third tries to be a pretty boy. Right? There's so many factors that but I just don't understand why we can't live in a world where people could just agree to disagree and just be like, all right, that's cool. Sure. Go
Well,
ahead.
because I think a lot of people feel that, I'm gonna play devil's advocate. Say my grandma or my uncle or my dad ends up in that fucking alligator Alcatraz, right? And now it's not funny, right? And so now I have to disagree with you because it hit home, right? And that's usually, unfortunately, how most people find out, right? It's all fun and cute until it hits home, right?
Can I
All of a
ask,
sudden,
can I ask, do you think he created this Alcatraz so that people will go, oh, actually, yeah, I will take that offer for 5,000 to self-deport?
yeah, I
Do you
mean, it
think,
might it
do you
might be
think that
just
that's
a really good marketing strategy, right? Like you want to go there,
like you guys want to go somewhere where there's no HVAC and fucking alligators, or you guys want
but
5,000 and go?
let me ask you. George Carlin asked this question once. Like at the end of the day, we don't care about people. Like this is all like a false narrative, right? And also, who cares about people? Like we kill cows, right? They are also living things. We have no problem doing all that, right? What's the difference between a cow and your grandmother? Arguably nothing. Nothing. It's
I
just a
mean,
bunch of meat with electricity in it.
my grandma cooks for me. The cow doesn't.
No, but like, but on in the concept of like our place in the world, right? Both equally important,
Uh, I don't
right?
know. I don't know. Because the grandma tucks me into bed and pets my head. I don't think a cow could do that for me.
Yeah. Well, no. In this scope of life, so then why do you? So you don't care about other people's grandmas?
Um, though I have like today I walked by Home Depot and I saw this cute lady selling I don't know, she was selling something out of a box, I guess for lunch for people. And I looked at her and I said, yo, if somebody ran up to her and was trying to take her into a truck, that's what came through my head. I'm like, I can't let her go. Like, I would have to come up to the guy and be like, yo, my man, you fucking stupid. Like, bro, let this lady sell her fucking whatever she's selling and leave her alone. Because my sympathy kicks in because it's right in front of my face. But
There you
when I'm
go. There you go.
but when I'm home, I'm like, bro, like you guys really fucking violated, let all these people in, gave them false hope, and now we're fucking stuck in the situation. And then my other logic kicks in. I'm like, bro, we got to filter the shit out a little bit. Let's send some people back. But then when I see it in person, I'm like, I'm like, come on. I'm like, I see this lady's face, and I'm like, bro, you guys kidding me? Like, if I see her
Yeah, but
like, they,
but but there you go. So now there the marketing side comes in, right? Now people who are like, yo, they can just scoop up a grandma, you're gonna think twice about coming to this country, right? It's Alligator Alcatraz. But the minute it hit home for you and it happened in front of you, it became a real situation. But when you're just sitting at home, you're like, yeah, of course, get rid of the illegals until you're like, oh yeah, that's a grandma just sitting on the corner. Like, I don't give a fuck. Oh my God, she doesn't pay taxes. Neither does Elon Musk. And I'd much rather she not pay taxes at the end of the day.
yeah, as a singular, her for sure. But then when you sit home and you're like, oh my God, we just fucking had
I would.
a surplus of 30% of immigrants. I'm like, like numbers wise, when you start, you're like,
Val,
oh, that's,
you're one of
you
them, bro.
yeah, for sure. But once again, my dad started paying taxes before he called the family in. You know what I mean? He started
Yeah.
working,
Okay.
so he's like, there's utility there, right? And then he
Yeah,
called us
but
in
but
and we
but you know what? Most Mexicans don't have a savings account. So guess what? The money they earn goes right back into the economy. Sure, they might avoid taxes in some situations, but most if you're here illegally, they still end up paying taxes, I think. Even if they don't, they're literally putting money back into the economy. You don't see an illegal Mexican walking around with fucking 200 grand in Apple stock.
listen, I don't disagree with you, but all I'm saying is that the filtering system that I had to go through, I didn't go through no border and just walked right in. They fucking abused us for
Well, yeah, you
years.
lived in fucking Ukraine, dude. You didn't have the option, right?
But I'm saying in general, even the Ukrainians that flew in through Mexico, when they come to the barbershop, they're like, "Yeah, I just walked in through the border." I'm like, "What happens with the paperwork?" They're like, "Oh, they just had me sign a paper, and they said they were going to mail it to
Oh,
wherever
so
address I want."
don't be upset, Val. You like going to a
I'm
nightclub and cutting
tight.
the line. You like cutting the line, right? You're stuck. You're pissed off. You're in GA. You're in America GA, and these
Yeah,
Mexicans got in VIP, right? And you're
yeah.
upset.
I'm
Oh,
sour.
yeah, you're
I'm sour.
sour. Yeah, but anytime you go out, you're like, yo, how do I not act like that? So you
Yeah,
want to
because
be
I learned.
illegal. You
Because
want to
I
be
learned.
illegal.
I learned. I was like, "Yo," I was like, "We were trying to do the right thing." I'm like, I got abused for like 5, 6 years to fucking
Yeah.
get all my paperwork straight. My mom would scare the fuck out of me every day, and then everyone else just got a freebie, and I'm like, bro, you guys stupid. I'm like, bro, I
So
lost six
don't be
years of my
mad at
life.
them. Don't be mad at them. What, you want to kick them out of the club now just because they got in
Oh, I
better than
just
you?
want the filtering system. I just want the filtering system to be a little more selective. That's all.
Yo, I will agree what Trump's think. People are freaking out about this other thing. He said that he's thinking about deporting citizens.
That's kind of fire.
I'm kind of like, yeah, let's go. Like, we'll find out real quick that we
Bro, I'd
probably need
rather
more Mexicans than we actually need
right.
some of these natural
There's plenty
citizens.
of people. I agree. There's plenty of citizens that are literally bring no value, sit at home, collect money, and just walk around, get fat, and do nothing. I'd rather have a beautiful Mexican mom that's selling lunch to people on a hard burning day outside. She's
Yeah.
bringing a lot more utility to the space. I'd rather her stay here and bring all this value here, and then some idiot is just a warrior on his keyboard at home,
So
like
we
in his
should
body.
send them. We should send those fat people
Yeah,
to
yeah,
Alcatraz,
for
and
sure.
just let them fucking tread water until they lose weight.
Yes, bro. Yes, please. And that's a fact. That I will 100% agree with, bro. We should literally have a grading system here. If you're a useless idiot, bro, you should get sent to like some random country that's willing to take you, bro. Just please get out of
I
here.
think
And
I
then
think I think we should also get rid of if we're gonna chop up how to get rid of Mexicans from this country, we should start at least with the fat ones because you know that they're lazier. So like if you're a fat Mexican, you gotta go.
you'd be surprised, bro. There's some fat Mexicans that get down. They get down. They
They get
do.
what?
I mean, bro, I have a couple over here in our building. I love them to death. I always give them a little,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? Little kupurka here and there, and I love them. They fucking, bro, they're always working. I always see them, always
But they're
smiling.
fat.
I want. They got a little, you know what I mean? A little weight on them, but they're moving. They're moving around, bro.
Yeah,
They're
but
cleaning.
they're working in air conditioning. I'm talking about the real ones.
I guess you're right. Yeah, I mean, the anybody that I personally think make America skinny again. I think that should be a fucking slogan too. Like we're fucking our obesity rate is high, dude. Like
I think maybe high food prices is a good thing. Like some people just need to starve a little. Like people are like, oh, the eggs are too expensive. It's like, chill out with the eggs, you fat fuck. Like, how about you just maybe this is a great way for America to get thin.
America needs to not, bro.
Forced starvation.
America's just not used to cutting costs. They're not used to saving money. They're not used to not consuming everything. They're just not used to overeating. Everything is just in mass consumption of everything here. So that's why everyone always is complaining, bro. Everyone's so fucking spoiled here. Like, dude, any other country, you ask them, like, yo, how much money do you get a month from the government? They're like, nothing. I grow tomatoes in my backyard. I went back to the village and I asked them, I'm like, some of the older people, I'm like, what do you get for your pension? And the lady's like, oh, we barely get like $30 a month. And I'm like, what can you afford with that? And then she gave me a few things that she can afford that. There's no TVs over there. There's no random streaming services. There's no fucking, and I'm like, what do you do with it? She's like, oh, look, I just took down the cherries from the tree. There's tomatoes right there. There's potatoes right there. There's cabbage. The lady's growing everything in her backyard.
Do you
You know
think
what I
she's
mean?
like? I think she's happier.
I don't know, dude. It's hard to tell nowadays because I think people are watching everything online and they have a deception that whatever they're seeing Americans are doing, they come here. I've seen a lot of like Russian like immigrants. They come here and I go, so how do you feel about this? And they're like, yeah, we came here like we thought it was safer after the war, but like we're probably gonna go back after the war's over. I'm like, really? And they're like, yeah, I mean, yeah, there's opportunity to make money, this and that and the third. He goes, but well, look at this life. And I'm like, what do you mean? And they're like, it's dirty everywhere. There's
Yeah.
like, they're like, everything's
I mean, there's
unacceptable.
nothing stopping any of us, right? Like, I could work online. You could cut hair wherever you want, or sell coconuts, or jerk dudes off on the beach, whatever it is that
But people
outfit
are like,
is.
they see the shit online and they think this shit is like a gold mine here. And then once they pull up, they're like, it's a little dirty, dude. Like, let's get out of here. Like,
Yo,
it's just not,
America is disgusting. I mean, we're
it became,
disgusting as a people.
it became nasty, bro. It became a little nasty. And it's like, like, and but it's still but the sickest part is, it's a little nasty, but like you said, opportunity wise, it's like, where else are you going to get anything better? You're not going to get anything better. we're in a great place too, right? So it's like, bro, it's just weird fucking times. I think the fact that we're just everyone's using social media at such massive amounts. I think this should have just fucking all of us up. I think we're just fucking becoming old delusional. Like it's just
Oh, definitely. We're the dumbest. We're actually might go back to being apes soon.
yeah, we're fucking stupid, bro. We're fucking stupid. Yo, I gotta show you this. Hold on, I gotta bring because I was waiting. Oh, I'm also doing a casting call today.
Yeah, what's the porno?
It's not a porno. It is going to be for some sort of a reality TV show. If it's not a dating reality TV show, I'm going to do the casting call.
Would Nat let you do a dating show?
No, we're too far in the game for us to be doing dating shows in a relationship. That wouldn't work, and I wouldn't even want
Would
to
you
do that.
guys do one together where it's like test your love?
No, but that's what I did at Temptation Island. Why would I want to fucking bring a solid relationship that we built a foundation for to fucking ruin it for some fucking views online? That the relationship is a lot more.
100
It's
grand
just nope. 100
each.
grand is not gonna change my life. Nope.
100
Wouldn't do
grand
anything.
and you won't do a reality show to go on Netflix and potentially get famous.
Nope. 100 grand Kirill is not gonna do anything. Dude, after taxes, you keep 60,000, bro.
Oh, this guy.
55.
Yo, Netflix exposure is a big deal.
See, bro, I see the kids that are doing Love Island. They started at 20,000 followers, and the kids are at 26,000. They're not really growing. The girls grow. Like Natalie would benefit from that. Me, I wouldn't benefit unless I have such an insane story and I'm 6'5". Ain't nothing changing for me,
Yeah,
bro.
we can get you a leg implants. That's an insane
So,
story.
yo, hold on 1 second. Let me. That is an
Yeah,
insane
go.
story. If I get those leg implants while I'm on the TV show, I would cry.
Dude, you would murder. Dude, that would be the greatest reveal ever. If you got
Yo,
leg implants,
yo, that would be retarded.
those are like BBLs for your knees.
Did you see the fucking fake abs that Drake put up on his?
Yo, why is he doing this? Why is he doing this?
It's this yo. The kids are so sick. I just don't get what's going on
You love
because
him. You love him, right?
I love him, but bro, like, I still can make fun of the fact that those abs don't look like they match anything on his body. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I don't
But
understand where
like
those abs.
why do you need those?
I don't know, bro. It's just
I think anytime a rapper does plastic surgery, you're just like, what is wrong with you? Like
yeah, it's
you're from the street. Like you're not supposed to be pretty.
it's odd behavior. It's odd, very
It's
odd.
very feminine behavior. But then you
Yeah,
remember that they're really just poets.
yeah. I guess they
Shit's
poets.
mad gay. Poetry is gay. Yo, poetry is fucking
Yeah,
mad gay. Is
it's
just put
not
it
gay.
to a beat. So maybe if you fuck a dude in the ass while listening to a dope beat, you're like, this is not gay. It's not as gay this way. This shit's art.
They say, yo, the news recently have been that apparently Tupac was gay.
Oh yeah, of course he was gay.
So Tupac was one of the first rapper gays. But yo, I just want to bring this up real quick.
Rapper gays.
Yo, Jeff Bezos had a big wedding. Everyone, the outrage from the country that he was trying to have the wedding in, there
Italy?
was crazy. Then there was crazy outrage from actors that didn't get invited. Then there's outrage of the actors that are basically saying, "Oh my God, how would you guys go to this guy's wedding? He supported Trump." Then there's the fucking outrage that Jeff Bezos is just a bad boss. There's just so much outrage, right? Yo, there's a video of Leonardo DiCaprio in Jeff Bezos' wedding. Can you just please tell me what the fuck is he doing?
What is he doing? Does he
Yeah.
think like we don't know who that is?
What is happening,
Yo,
bro?
it's kind of wild because
It's gotta be crazy. What is that?
first of all, like, A, you're Jeff Bezos. Why did you not do this on a private island? Why did you do it in Italy? Like, you could have done
Oh
this on the moon.
my
Like,
God,
you
bro.
imagine if you were Jeff Bezos, would you have not done this like somewhere crazy? I would have been like, we're doing this wedding on the moon, or let's go do. I would build something obnoxious and do it there, but he just did it in like Italy. It's like you could do it in Italy. It's so boring.
Yeah, I would have done my wedding. I would have done the wedding if I was
Also,
looking.
people need to stop shit talking Jeff Bezos because people love to be like, oh, if it was my wedding, if I was that. It's like you're never like I hate people that are always like, well, if it was me, but it's not. Like people don't understand. It's not. You can't be like, let me apply my poor perspective to this billionaire's life. First of all, you accomplished nothing. He decided to take on Barnes and Noble and go, I'm going to build a digital version of an online bookstore, and then made Amazon, and then blew it. You know how hard it is to scale a business? Most people go out of business with one fucking bagel shop and they can't expand. This dude took on Barnes and Noble and expanded it into the biggest company in the fucking world. You cannot possibly, in the same sentence, be like, oh, that's not what I would have done. Okay? It's the same people that complain about like sports athletes. Wow, I sound like a fucking It's like people complain about like when an athlete does the wrong play and they're like, I wouldn't have done that. It's like, yeah, no shit, you wouldn't have done that
It's
because
the
you're
coulda,
not
woulda,
me.
shoulda. It's the coulda, woulda, shoulda idiots. You know what I mean? Like I can't listen to the coulda, woulda, shoulda. Like yo, my man, you have like you said, no achievements. You have no resume. Shut the fuck up, bro.
Oh, I
If
would
you,
have done this.
bro, if you could do something, then do it, bro. Stop
Do it.
telling.
Yeah,
They sit
go.
in these circles, and even in the barbershop, they sit in these circles and they have all these judgments. I'm like, yo, my man, what have you done, bro? Can I ask you, outside of
Right.
already a paved way, a foundation, all the books that were provided for you, for you to finish this little bachelor's degree that you have, what the fuck have you done? Please, from scratch, tell me. What did you build? A Lego set? Bro, go back to the drawing board and do something with your life, and then you can give me a call, brother, and maybe you could teach me something. That's my favorite thing. Is also like those like Russian old school dudes that are like Meister Sporta. They think
Mm-hmm.
they got like a little alligator accolade of some sort, and they'll sit there at the dinner table, and then they'll be like, "Oh, so you're a barber? Hmm, you're a barber, right? Yeah, it's not a good job, man." He's like, "I know some barbers. They hurt their backs. It's just not good for you. I think you should be a bus driver. You should go to work for the city. I think it's a way better move for you." And I'm like sitting there, oh, that's a good. I'm like, tell me more about this. I'm like, yo, you're
I mean,
fucking.
Val. To be fair, they might be a little right about the bus driver. You got a city pension. We should have been bus drivers. We've discussed this many times together. That you and I probably should have worked for the city
I
and like
am.
the gas company.
I'll complain. I'd rather complain about the time that I have to work and the fact that I'm self reliant. I've done so much more by working for myself than I could have ever done as a bus driver, especially in the time that I've done it in.
I'd like to
So
be a bus driver. I'd be retiring by now.
listen, if you started at fucking 19, maybe,
Yeah, I
but
should have. I should have been a bus driver in college.
I'm happy that I did what I had to do because I had to learn like as much as I complain sometimes and I bitch and moan and my fucking this and that and third. But at the end of the day, I wouldn't learn how to self manage all the things that I'm doing myself right now. So like as a bus driver, yes, I would have had an easier life in the sense of like I would have
Val, you're taking this entirely too seriously.
Oh, I know, but I'm just saying, like, I just think it's hilarious that people are fucking sitting there at a round table and they're telling me, they don't know anything from anything, and then they're sitting there telling me, oh yeah, this is what you need to be, this is what you need to do, and I'm just like, bro, what are you talking about? What have you done?
But I
Of
should have
course
been a
not.
bus driver or a garbage man. I'd be retiring right now. People don't realize that. I'd be out. I'd be out the game,
And what would you be doing?
enjoying the rest of my life. I'd be checked out of social media. Think about that. Being a garbage guy, you don't even have to participate in social media. So already, that mental health, amazing. I'm surrounded by garbage all day, meaning I come home, the ugliest wife on the planet is beautiful. Right? You know what I mean? I'm hungry. I'll go eat something delicious. It'll taste delicious. I'll make it healthy so I won't even get fat. You know, I have
Okay,
no
listen,
problems. I
you
have
know
no
what?
problems. I should have been a garbage man.
Okay, you should have been a garbage man, but look, I'm not gonna go down that path. I want to go the other path, okay? And I need some advice from you. So look, one of my friends, okay, gave me an idea, and I need
Okay.
you to tell me what you think about this. Out, you could joke around about it, obviously, because
I plan on.
this is what we're doing with that. But then also, I need you to be serious for a second and tell me what you think of this idea. Okay, ready?
Okay.
Okay, making an application for dudes that take a picture of their face and hair, and he gives them like a virtual consultant barber to tell them how to groom themselves to make sure that they can come out the most handsome version of themselves based on whatever picture they provide of their face and their hair. Whether it's like skincare routine, whether a haircut, whether there's like a certain way to take care of yourself as a man. And give them like an option of hairstyles, almost like San Andreas, Grand Theft Auto, when you go to the barbershop and you can select the
Right.
haircuts.
Right.
Yeah, think about that. If I can create like a little AI application where you could take a picture of yourself and you submit that to an AI and you go and you build it out like the back end of it with my vision. of what I see is good on people's head shapes and so on and so forth, and collect the data from me. And I provide that to the AI app. And every time a person takes a picture, they scan their face or whatever the case is, I give them advice on how to groom themselves. Do you think
I think
that
I
would
could
be
just do that in Chat GPT, can I?
no?
I can't ask
Because
it for advice.
ChatGPT is not collecting that data from like a barber that has, let's say, experience. Like, no, it's not. It can give you general advice based on like beauty blogs and stuff like that, but it's not going to give you, let's say,
Right, but
algorithm.
how do I scale this? What, are you gonna just hire a bunch of Indians? You're gonna pay a bunch of Indians $2 an hour to guess what looks good on someone's head?
Well, not
Wait, you're gonna
yes.
so who are you gonna pay? Barbers that
So
want
let's say,
40
so
an
let's say
hour?
no, let's say for the first 2 years or three
Yeah.
years, whatever's getting submitted, it obviously goes through a trial period where I'm making sure where I'm like, oh, this will look good on this guy, this will look good on that guy, and then I hire a few barbers that are consultants, and they help me put structure
So you're
the
just a
best.
personal stylist?
But for like, let's say like a lot of men come into a barber shop and they're like, all right, dude, like what kind of haircut can you give me? Like, I don't know, man, I don't know, dude, like
Right,
what's
but
good?
aren't I already paying for that at the barbershop? It's included in my haircut.
But you see, they're the type of person that doesn't understand that a lot of barbers, it's like going to a dentist. Like not 80% of dentists and barbers, let's say, are trash. So
Right,
for
right,
you
right.
to
So even if I bring my vision and the guy can't execute it, I'm moving on to the next barber,
so
and
look, so
then I
then
trust my barber.
then you have a grooming and barber system within the app where you can search for the top highest rated barbers within your area or within your zip code nationwide or worldwide. So then, as you're getting yourself that grooming tip, whatever the picture gets scanned, it gets popped up on the barber's page, and they know like, oh shit, this guy's coming in for a haircut. Now they already know this is what he's looking for. This is what I should be ready for. And then boom, as soon as they come in, they're ready for the
Fine,
client to be like, all right,
fine.
what do you think of it?
I don't love it, but I also the hardest part about it is the onboarding.
Meaning, explain.
Meaning, okay, you have a great product. Who gives a fuck, right? Like, how are you gonna get all the barbershops listed and rated? How are you going to acquire users, right? What makes me want to download this app and pay you for advice versus me just asking my girlfriend what she likes or kind of at this point, like who's the demo, right? The demo's not you. You already have it figured out. The demo isn't me
So the demo is
because
the general public, right? A lot of dudes have no fucking clue what the fuck's
right,
going
but they
on.
also don't know what they're missing. So my question is, right, like I don't know how to fuck good. I'm not gonna go take a class on it.
Right, but this is
I just don't fuck good the rest of my life, right? And some people are just like I'll tell you what. I'm sure there's a lot of room for improvement here, but it's gonna be hard for me to download an app to have some dude tell me to put on this lotion. One, because if I look like shit, I'm already not held accountable, right? It's like people who like join the gym after New Year's, right? At the end of the day, if I'm not already kind of aware and doing it, you're introducing a whole new system that literally I'll just ignore because I'm fucking lazy and I'm a disheveled mess, right? Looking ugly and messy and gross is a mental health thing more so probably than just like, oh, this guy just lacks guidance. It's like, nah, I'm just like, and no
but look,
amount of advice you give me, I'm gonna go out and buy this cream. Yeah, like maybe a few people will, but I don't know how hard it is to acquire a
but
customer willing to pay for that.
check this out though. All right, real quick. You're right. Everything you're saying is facts, right? But look, check this out. The void in the market right now is look. If you look at the numbers, this is the highest in society where it's been where dudes are virgins. Let alone this is the highest number in society consensus wise is where dudes are not going out there getting girls, and this is the highest time in society where dudes
I
T
don't
levels.
believe this. I don't believe this though. I want to see that research. This is you just telling me as a marketing pitch, but realistically, I would say more people are getting laid than ever because of how easy it is to get laid.
Lies,
We're just not
lies.
we're not reproduce. What do you mean lies? Where's your facts? What study
because
shows like
because because even just generally speaking of watching dudes come through the barbershop in the last like 11, 12 years, dudes are a lot more scared to even talk about how to get a girl, let alone talk to a girl. And if you ask them, yo, have you been going out, they're scared to go out because they don't
so
have the
what is
confidence to
so
talk to a
fine.
girl.
So what does any of that have to do with my fucking skin
So
routine?
I think So check this out. So this goes back to what you just said. So why not implement also tips, dating tips for men in
Oh
there,
my God. So
right?
you're good, dude. You don't want to be a pickup artist. Those are like dudes who are like, oh, I
Not
can
a
teach you how
pickup
to get
artist,
laid.
no.
Right.
Right, but you're like, yo, that's cringe. Awesome. That's cool. But think about
Well,
the
you're gonna
fact
get
that
canceled so fast, dude. What tip are you gonna tell
look,
a guy? Be
look,
confident or like roofie her, right?
for
Like,
real. For real. Look, there's dudes that are talking to ChatGPT all day long, asking them advice on how to talk to women. There's
right. So
I don't
why do I need you to do it when ChatGPT can?
well, because it's all in one, because ChatGPT ain't giving you no grooming advice. So let's say you put some very
Right,
big
right.
stuff,
So now, but just let me ask you a question, Val. Okay, okay. Scale this with me. How much
right?
do I get to talk to you?
Oh, depending on the membership you get.
Well, what do you mean? What's the
Well,
membership I get?
there's subscriptions. There's a basic. There's going to be a
What
pro,
is
and a
it per hour? Is it like how much time I've taken
pro
up?
plus gives you a certain amount of time throughout the month to meet with a live agent. A pro gives you only adjustments and conversation through like email or whatever we'll think of. And a basic is just you're on your own with whatever information is provided on the or whatever AI gives you, right? So like, well, obviously I didn't really think this through because this is just a random.
It's just very like
It's
this would
faulty,
make. Well, it
there's some.
just well, your only fault is you don't do this currently, right? So it's not like you're launching a service on the back of like you got to do this on social media for a little bit before you go and hey guys, I created an app based on my lifestyle tips I've been giving already, right? You're kind of going like, yo, I have an app and trust me. You got to get them to trust you first to then sell them the app, right? You got to be like, hey guys, every Monday, here's advice on how to get laid. Every Tuesday, here's a
Look, you should
skincare
start radio.
routine. Wednesday, here's a hair routine.
Right. Check
Thursday,
this
yo,
out.
here's how to look, right? So you do
Check this
this for
out.
a long enough time, and then you
Right.
go, yo, here's my
Or
course.
or we do it just like Fashion Nova did. You pay the right influencers or you pay the right people. Hopefully that if this idea gets backed by somebody, you pay them enough money and you bring in the right influencers to be like, yo, I'm backing this. This is a great idea, and I will share my tips on this app. And then you lure people in with people that are trusted, that do have the
Right.
fucking just like
Yeah,
every
I
other.
just don't think like what you're gonna get. Okay, so what? I'm gonna go and pay a subscription to hear what Gerard Butler or fucking Seth Rogen tell me how to get laid. Yeah, be
Well,
rich.
you won't, but maybe
Right.
if an 18-year-old guy that watches, let's say, some sort of rap or somebody that
Right,
wants to
but
say,
isn't this on YouTube? Like, can't this be some sort of public access? I'm just telling you,
oh,
it's
you're
it's
right,
it's
you're right.
hard. It's so hard to get me to spend in this economy, to especially on something like yo, like how to be. I understand that there's room in the Andrew Tate sphere of like how to make men be like men, right? I understand that. He clearly makes a living off of it. You're just going to have to go that extreme. You're not going to be able to be palatable. You're not going to be able to have celebrity endorsement. In order to appeal to insecure men, you have to kind of be anti woman a little bit. You just have to. You have to be a little more misogynistic, a little more chauvinistic. You have to play an exaggerated character, right? Whether we believe Andrew Tate is that's his true form or not, like what he's extreme, so it works. It's like when you're like, hey, like this is gonna be like helpful advice. You're like, dude, I can get this. I could just Google this, or I can go get a copy of Cosmo magazine, right, or Men's Health,
Like,
or
isn't it the nature of like for like a woman to like surrender a little bit in a sense of like femininity and masculinity? The man is technically nature wise is a little more manipulative to get his way in a sense of aggression, right? Like I would
right,
think so,
right,
right? If we were to
right,
talk about on in
right,
a
yeah,
term,
yeah.
right? Like, I'm not saying that some of it is right. I'm just saying that for it to work, I feel like a man has to be the one that kind of initiates the aggression and kind of manipulates his way into swooning the girl to like him, right? I mean,
Right, but
like if
you
I,
just said that society norms right now have scared men. While there are plenty of men that cross lines, right, there are just enough men that are just like, I'm not going to approach this because I don't want to get misinterpreted. And people be like, well, like if you're not a racist, then you won't act like a racist. It's like, yeah, but some people are just weird and autistic and like just don't know how to communicate. And what you interpret as wrong, he's just clumsy. And I know is not clumsy, but like if he grabs your ass and misinterprets some signs, like it's not grounds for sexual assault. You just got to be like, dude, there's just we just human interactions at the end of the day. Like you ball tap me is not me calling the police, right? You just live with some sort of. I get assaulted on an airplane if a fat person sits next to me, right? I can't fucking sue them for that, right? So it's like when you go out in the general public, you got to understand that it's your body, your choice, but at the same time, sometimes like I might rub up against your body.
Yo, nah, I mean, listen, it's a little out there for sure.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
ways, you know
So,
what I mean?
but like it's really hard to make a men's app. I'm just telling you, in this climate, right? You either have to be completely extremist with it and just be like, yo, this is like dude university, right? Then they'll pay. But like most guys, I
I
doubt
just think that dudes are lost, bro. I just
what?
think dudes are so like I see these young kids and like the ones that kind of grow up in certain cultures, like they still got it. Like yo, the other day I was walking in Beverly Hills
Yeah,
with Natalie.
But I'll
Hold
be
on, hold
honest with
on.
you. Okay.
Just 1 second. I'm walking with Natalie in Beverly Hills, and three kids got their bikes on the sidewalk. Just they're like with pegs, like the old school shit. With their
All right.
parked their bikes. They look like around 8,
Yeah.
9, 10 years old, eating ice cream, and I see they're going in on this ice cream, and they're mad quiet, and they're just enjoying the ice cream. I'm like, yo, boys, how's the ice cream? I'm like, fire. They're like, fire, bro. And I'm like, all right, good stuff, dude. And I give him a fist bump. He sees that I'm with Natalie. He kind of looks at me and then runs over. He goes, "You're the guy that donated the $10,000 to the animal shelter, right? Down the street." I look at him. I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "No, bro. What are you talking about?" He goes, "Damn, you fucked up. I was just trying to throw you a layup because you're with your girl." I was like, "Oh shit." I'm like, like the kid still got it.
Right,
Like, yo,
right.
9, 10 years old. I'm like, yo, that's kind of cool. Like then he kind of came up and kind of like did something funny like that. He goes, next time. He goes, that was just some riz for you. And I was thinking in my head, I'm like, I thought we lost that. I thought that doesn't even happen anymore.
Yeah,
And he kind of
same.
laughed and walked away. And Natalie's like, wow, that was pretty cool. And I'm like, yo, I haven't seen some shit like that in God knows how long. You know what I mean? So it's cool that it's there's something about that that's charming from like when a dude can have that kind of like finesse and kind of like
Yeah,
that
getting
that
laid is awesome. Dude, getting
getting
laid is
and I feel like you don't see that anymore. That confidence is really just not around. It's kind of like everyone's timid in their phones. Nobody wants to come up to a
well,
chick.
I don't know. I also don't know, right? Like I see everything I see on the internet. But if you ask me to go to a nightclub, I'm like, these people are fucking. Right? Depends on the environment at the end of the
Yeah,
day. So I don't know. You gotta
yeah.
find the demo for this, and unfortunately, Val, it's gonna be right wing incels.
You think so?
Because the liberals are fucking. The liberals are fucking sucking, fucking, attaching new body parts, cutting off body parts. They have no problem getting laid. You might need to make an app for like, yo, you guys need to chill out. This is like a, you guys are taking it a little crazy here.
You really think the liberal? I mean, listen, the liberals that are in the flag zone, they're definitely fucking for sure.
Of course they're fucking.
But we're talking about the liberal dudes that are kind of a little timid.
There's no such thing as a straight liberal.
You don't think so?
No. Straight liberals, you got some part of you's a little half.
No, you really
Yeah.
don't think they're straight liberals?
I mean, not, no, I don't think so.
That is such
I
a
think I
crazy.
think a modern day liberal has a little.
They have a little in them, like a little.
Well, liberals are constantly evolving, right? And it's like, who knows? 30 more years, what was taboo today is okay tomorrow, right? And then you find out, you're like, dude, a lot of conservatives have sucked a dick. First of all, you hear that all the time. Most anti gay people end up being
Yeah,
fucking bigger homos than the gay people, and they're just covering up.
yeah. The conservatives definitely had some gay
You
experiences.
know,
That's
the
for sure.
conservatives are like, when you have like a fat friend, like super fat, and they're just like think that they're hilarious and they just like make jokes all day and try to make fun of you. And you're like, yo, my man, you're fat. Like, first of all, no matter what you say is automatically deleted because you literally a fat, disgusting piece of shit. Right? And
But
that's
yo,
how I look at conservatives who are anti gay. I'm like, yeah, something's up with you. You're deflecting. You're deflecting a lot of shit. You're probably gay.
I do agree to a certain level in a sense of like if you're extremely anti-gay and you're constantly like worried about it, like brother, you got to chill out, something's off. But if you are upset that, like if let's say the gays are trying to like make you feel bad for being straight, then I get why you're upset, right? But if you're like super conservative and you're mad about gays 24/7, I'm like, bro, you're weird. I'm like, what's this? You're hiding some
I,
shit.
also, like people
Yeah.
like I also like I don't care what color the sidewalks are painted. Can you just fix the fucking potholes? Like, I think if gay people just went up and instead of painting sidewalks, they painted the potholes, they covered them up and made those rainbows, I would at least be like, wow, gay people, thank you for making the city fucking drivable. That's how gay people need to campaign. Instead of coloring sidewalks and annoying conservatives, do something good for the public and be like, wow, thanks, gays. When's the last time the gay people did anything for us?
Bro,
You guys have
the
a whole
only
month. You guys have a whole
the,
month. Fix the
the
potholes
only
every June.
the only thing that they do fire though, I'm not gonna lie, is they have good like the spots they open up for food are kind of fire. Like
Gay
some of the
people?
food, like some of the coffee spots, some of the food spots are kind of fire. Not gonna lie to you, some of the liberal spots really they know how to cook. They can cook. They can chef it up. Because their whole thing is like, oh my god, farmers market, and I'm like, yo, I kind of like shit's fresh. It's really good. Like,
Well, yeah,
they
of course. It's two men in the kitchen instead of just one.
yeah, nah,
It's just like multiplying numbers. It's exponential. It's like think
yeah,
about the
yeah,
possibilities. Think about how more efficient of a relationship you'd be in if you just had a dude working with you.
yeah. This just comes back full
Like
circle
at the
around.
end of the day, no matter how good of a dentist Natalie's gonna be, if you married a gay dentist, he'd be making more money.
Arguable.
No,
That one's
no. A man will just work harder. No maternity
okay.
leave. No, like, oh my God, I got to watch Love Island. Like, he just does some
I guess
cocaine and
you're
gets
right.
back in the game.
Yeah, a man can. Yeah, a man would. I guess a
Think
man
about
would.
it. When a woman gets fucking money, she doesn't buy a Lamborghini. That's how much money we have. We buy toys.
What do you mean we? You're gay?
No,
The
not
fuck is
gay.
that?
I just meant men. Men. Men just buy toys.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm still an immigrant with it. I say I try to chip away. I like some toys I buy and some toys I'm like, no, this is too much. I don't
I don't
buy.
have any toys.
Listen. I don't know, dude. My next toys are gonna be fucking
Peace. Give me
peace
peace.
and fucking. I'm hitting an age where like making money and going home is really just. Honestly, I've been always part of that, but now especially, I'm like, all right, I had a little fun. I seem like I'd rather save up my money, go to Europe once every summer, and just chill the whole year doing nothing. I don't even feel like going out to eat anymore. There's only a few spots that I really enjoy going out to eat, and honestly, it's really fun when I go with like you and like a group that I fuck
Well, it's
with.
about company. It's not about the food.
Yeah, it's
Yo,
about
can
the
you
giggles.
imagine? Can you imagine being Drake's boys and have to like pretend the abs are real? Like, do you
Nah,
think
but
he admits, or is he flexing and now doing the ab reveal, or is he trying to let us know that they're real?
do you think that he's like at home and his boys are just ripping it? They're like, yo, come on, what are you doing? Why would you do that?
I
Why
would
would you?
have to buy. I would make all my boys get abs with me, so that you're just as guilty.
Or do
That's
you
the
think one of
problem. Like, how much? Like, if Drake is your homie, like, say you're Drake's number three, you got to do everything he says. Like, you have no life without him.
Oh, yeah, but when we're riding, baby. Drake put, let's say Drake's team, a lot of the kids that he put on, bro, all have insane cribs, all have businesses, all fucking crushing it.
Right?
I'm
They
like,
just
yo,
gotta. But they just gotta. If he says we're buying abs, you guys all got to get abs this
I'm like,
week.
yo, we're buying abs. We're buying abs. 100%, we're buying abs. 100%.
The crazy
Easy.
part is he could just get abs. He has so much free time.
Yeah, but you know how it is.
He's
Once you cross into the place where like the money is really just not a
yeah, but
problem.
he's black. Like they should. He's a
He's
terrible
not.
specimen.
He's not though. He still got Jewish
That's
in him.
that's the Jewish side of him.
Yeah,
Uh,
He's got that no ab Jewish shit going on. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
no ab. And the thing is, the abs are bulging out so much, but the chest is not bulging out at all. So I'm like, damn, you're really looking a little wild. Because why would you let the abs
he just looks like an
show?
alligator belly. He should be
Yeah,
floating outside of Alcatraz.
it's not matching, bro. It's just not matching, brother. It's
And also all the bottles. The mirror selfie with the alcohol. Like, what are you, 17? We get it. You drink.
No, but it looks like one of those like like alcoholics' houses that fucking comes home and all he does is just drink and he has the bottles on his fucking on his table, and then he just takes a shot as soon as it comes home. It's like one of those vibes. Like it's so fucking weird.
It's
The
so
world is a
weird to tell the world that you got abs.
yeah, but I get it though. I
I
get where
don't.
he's coming from.
No, absolutely
Because
not. He's so out
you
of
seen my
touch.
app. Listen, you seen my app picture and you hit me up and you're like, please, man, will you come to New York to give me a workout routine? You know what I mean? So
Yeah, but
it
no
makes me
one's saying that about his abs. No one's like, "Wow, Drake, look at all the hard work you put in," and he's getting the cover of Men's Health, like Kevin Hart's done, right? Like you're just on the cover of fucking like some Jewish plastic surgeons magazine. Like, look what we did.
you want to see my abs? Let me show you my abs. I got abs.
You're really a homosexual.
These are nice though, no? I worked for them.
Oh my god. Well, this has been a
You can.
pleasure.
It's been always a pleasure. I would love to pleasure you, and hopefully in funny ways, guys. Please, for for us to pay the bills on this podcast, for the few viewers that are watching, you need to subscribe to Bang.com, and you need to really go try out a few free days of just letting out your frustration. Okay.
And look, and after you come, one day Val will be paying for ad space for his app on here. Would you have a name for your app?
No, not yet. Not yet.
You know, I was about to download this app called Better Me, and it's supposed to be
Okay.
a 30-day calisthenics app where you just get all these routines and shit. And then I read it, and everyone's like, it's a fucking giant scam on the planet Earth. They charge your credit card. It's impossible to cancel. It's a fucking like all these bad reviews about this app called Better Me. And it looks so good. I was like, oh my God, every day they give you a 15-second calisthenic workout and it tracks it. You do like, it's like really good for your mental to like force a workout.
I kind of like that. I want to fucking. I gotta, bro. There's a way to definitely hook at least like a
And you
five
know what you
thousand.
should do in this economy is how to cut your own hair.
But yeah, like you see, that's what I'm saying. You put grooming tips on your beard. Like a lot of dudes have no idea what the fuck to do.
Yeah,
Like
but
they're
people
like,
are
yo,
going to want to do that on YouTube, and you just need to find a way to get a million views on it.
but it's
Because
better
don't
to just.
forget, everything you're offering probably exists
But
on YouTube for
real,
free.
why? Sure, but why not have already something that you can monetize and send them to that app? Like I get it, but yo, imagine getting at least 5,000 people nationwide. That's not a small. That's a small amount of people. But if you get 5,000 people to sign up, that's some money. As long as
Bro,
there's no.
now, yeah, but what do you mean? There's so much overhead, dude. If you have to give 5,000 people advice, do you know how many employees you need? Like if you get the pro plan, if you get 200 people on a pro plan and the pro plan allows me to have 12 hours, you have
Yeah,
fucking
you
30
onboard.
you have
You onboard.
3200 hours.
You onboard and commission out fucking therapists that are good, and you try to delegate that. But I mean, yeah,
Right,
that's something
bro.
to think
But just
about.
let me tell you. I'm just going to tell you. You on board, say you have 200 people times 12 hours. That's 2,400 hours you got to give them, right? Say you give them 12 hours a month access to someone.
Too much,
What do you
too
mean?
much.
Okay. Okay, how many hours?
12 hours a month is way too much. They should get tops like 4 hours a month.
Okay. So 800 hours. Okay? 800 hours times what does an average person want to deal with this shit for? 40 bucks an hour?
Right, but we would upcharge a
No, but
lot
40
more.
bucks is what you would pay your staff.
I would commission that out to like let's say a sex therapist or some shit like that, right?
Right, but
But
what about barbers? What about like you said, now
that's
you got
well,
now you have a whole
no,
right?
barbers are not going to. Barbers are not. AI is going to be the one that's giving them grooming tips based on the data that I present to the AI based
But
on my vision.
right, but what if I don't like your vision? So now I'm stuck in an app with
So
only
then you,
Val's vision?
then you just don't like the app and then you move on. But there's nothing like that in the market, so you'll try it out. Obviously,
Right. But what do I need after the first month?
yeah, that's a good point. That's where we would have to figure that out.
What like at the end of the
But
day,
same,
what are you going to keep telling me?
same thing with Hinge, right? When somebody meets a girl off of Hinge, why do they need Hinge if they
Yeah,
don't want to
well,
meet anyone?
eventually, well, at the end of the day, if you don't help me get laid, Val, at some point I'm going to drop the app. And once you help
I
me
mean,
get
bro,
laid,
people message me all the time. They go, "Yo, Val, thank God that you come back to New York because every time I get a haircut from you, I get laid." because the haircut just fucking you make me look amazing.
Right, but you're not getting that. Once you give me the haircut I need for the rest of my life, I'm just going to pay my barber. I cut you out. You're done. I don't need you anymore. Val,
Right, but now you see that's a great thing you just mentioned. Now we have to figure out a way so that it's like a one bite app where it's like a pizza thing where the barber is like, yo, fuck that. I got to make sure I stay on this app because my reviews are high, because I look good on this app. Everyone comes to me because of the app. So
right,
how do we
but
incentivize
do you
pay us? And then we also incentivize the fucking customer to use the app to booking and stuff like that. So there has
so
to be
let me
like a whole
ask.
thing.
Yeah, well, that's the so you got to look at it this way, Val. Think about it this way. Pretend you're starting a dating app.
Okay.
The customer in your situation, both the customer and the barbers are the girl. Okay, say you're starting a dating app. How do you start a
Okay.
dating app without people on it? Okay,
No.
you launch a dating app.
Right. So you have to incentivize something for free.
How do you even get people on the app, right? I download the app. You just told me about your dating app.
You got
I
to spend some marketing.
well, not even. Dude, think about this. You started telling me about your dating app. I log on to this dating app. If there's no women in my area, I delete the app. How do I onboard a pool of people so when the app goes live, that's why like Match and all those apps in the beginning, half the time they're fake, all those users, until there's enough people in the app to then be like, oh shit, okay, I actually am talking to a real person. But in the very beginning, like, how do you launch a dating app with no girls? You have to have girls already in there. But why would the girls be in there if there's no guys in there yet, right? So how do you launch this thing? It's really, really a hard problem that like to solve. So in your situation, how do you in the beginning convince barbers to want to be on this app? Enough to pay you to be on this app without having any users, right? And then how do you convince the users to be on this app without having all the barbers locked in, right? It's almost like how do you get both people to turn on at the same time? Because they both need to see that the other side exists. And at the end of the day, you want to hit like some guy in fucking Montana. How do you get the barbershop in Montana listed, right? How do you get that guy to want to be on it? Like, it's one of those things where it's like, is this, you got to be bought by like Yelp day one. And they just embed their user base and because they own it to at least be like, look how populated this app is.
Well, look, that's another good idea. If it comes furnished well enough and you try to pitch it to a few of these websites, Booksy, Yelp, or somebody, they'll buy it as an extension. They'll be like, yeah, this is already well built. I think maybe this
Yeah.
could work. We'll give you a couple million for this. You know?
Yeah, that's why the easiest way to get users, dude, is to set your social media up right now to be like, yo, so this is where my end goal is to have this app and have 1 million downloads, right? Work backwards to what do I do tomorrow, right? And tomorrow is like, I guess tomorrow I'm gonna start, skincare fucking Thursdays, and the next day is like calisthenics Fridays, right? Where now people understand that these are things that I am competent in, so that when I have half of my following now follows me for these male advice kind of things, that when I go, hey, by the way, guys, you want access to this in your day to day life, I launched this app. And now your 30,000 new followers that you amassed from this marketing strategy now transfer over and populate your app for you, right? Now you have a user base inherently. And now barbers and everyone else that you've nurtured over the years want to be a part of it too because, like, yo, Val's been plugging our products for the last year as he's been promoting skincare, or like, hey, this is how you cut your hair
What
at
do you think?
home.
Do you think this is a worthy try out? You think it's worth looking into?
I think a great thing you could do is like how to look good in a shitty economy would be a great series. Because anyone could look good when they have money, right? Like, okay, I'll go buy Versace, I'll go spend money until a girl notices I'm rich, right? But how do you dress well, right? Hey guys, like today I'm going to show you how to fucking give yourself a fucking haircut. Hey, it could go viral, right? Next week, I'm going to be like, hey guys, here's some like affordable watches that you should look into. Hey, an Apple Watch isn't a status symbol, but it also doesn't make you look poor versus you throwing on some beat ass Casio. It's like if you can't afford a Rolex, go for Apple because at least people are like, oh, okay, it's like he's tracking his steps. It's like it's like an iPhone, right? And everyone has one, so it doesn't look poor if you're wearing it, right? If you need to wear a watch, like tips for guys on how to present themselves as not bums in an economy that really could force a guy to live in just sweatpants his whole life.
Right. Okay.
Like shit
Okay.
like that, right? People love that. People love life hacks, especially if it's like cost saving life hacks. Hey guys, like, oh, check this out. Bought this, blah, blah, look at this shirt. Here's how you cut it like this. I bought this at Old Navy and I made it into my own. Saved everybody $300. Boom. And now guys are like, sick, Val, that's awesome. Like you're helping me save money. And now brands will want to work with you, and then you could build out this app because now you have a reputation for being such a good guy and giving such good advice.
Okay. Cool. 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 Let's do it. I like it. I gotta think about it.
Yeah.
Gotta pursue it. Okay.
Okay, my little trons.
I love you guys. I love you.
Love it. Bye.